What is going on, Commanders family, man? I got my guy here. D Will does it all. Darian, man, how you feeling today?
Hey man, I'm great, man. Just out on the road right now. Today was a super long day, but I said I cannot miss this opportunity to be with you. So we here in traffic,
Mhm.
locked in with you, brother. How you?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I've been seeing your ESPN gig, man. It looks great. How's that gig going? How you feel about that?
Man, it's great, man. Like I was telling you, I'm leaving today right now. So today is my long day from going to the regular gig and then doing the ESPN thing, man. It's an amazing
Yeah,
thing. I'm blessed to have this opportunity and I'm excited that I get to do it, man. So yeah, I love it, man. It's going great, man.
that's what's up, man. I love people trying to walk in their purpose, doing the things we love to do at the same time. We got to take care of business during the day. So I love that, man. But moving on for my show, I like to ask all of my Commanders fans two questions. I think they're two important questions. The first one: what made you become a Commanders fan, or what made you start making Commanders content?
Well, I can answer both, man. I grew up in the city. My pops was born in DC. My mom from the Tidewater area. So I pretty much live about 95% of my life here in the DMV, except for a few years being in the Carolinas. But,
Okay.
kind of just grew up as a Redskins fan, and me being almost 40 years old, they were impressionable upon me when we were good. So the 91 season, I was 6 years old. It was just an amazing time, and I could see the excitement
Mm-hmm.
my dad had and my uncles and aunts had with the team being good in the city, and then learning the history of some of the players like Doug Williams, who was my dad's favorite quarterback back in the day,
Mm-hmm.
and then the respect, the honor that we have for him and for his struggles with being a black quarterback here in the city. So that kind of what got me locked in, and I'm a hometown guy, you know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
I always love my hometown teams, but
Facts.
that is the reason I became a fan. And then what the content thing, man, I've been doing content in all types of forms for about 20 years now, man. Whether it was starting radio shows on the internet back in the old days, or just always being in love with sports talk radio. So being able to talk
Mm-hmm.
about sports and be a talking head was something I always wanted to do. And with the way technology is, and with having a little disposable income, you can get the
Yeah.
setup looking right at the crib. And I really found out early that there's a space for everybody at any
Yeah.
table, right? You create your own table.
Right.
So that was kind of my thing, meeting people and using my resources and talking to people. And I'm not afraid to hear no. So that's how I got some of the connections that I have now. But
Mm-hmm.
just wanted to talk about the team and,
Yeah.
seeing other fans like yourself and my one of my guys, Rio Robinson, was one of my best guys. My man Wale, Wally Glenn and George, all Burgundy go everything. Some of those guys I go way back with. Just seeing how everybody just create their own thing. So I said,
Mm-hmm.
why not create mine? And just taking it from there. And as you can see, man, it's reap benefits from partnerships with ESPN 630 here locally in the city, and with other partnerships and being asked to be on different shows and podcasts and stuff like that. So it's been
Yeah.
very beneficial to me and I enjoy it, and I'm glad I'm able to do it, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I currently live in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. I'm from the
Shout
DMV
out.
area as well. I
I love
born and
Charlotte,
raised.
man. I ain't gonna hold you,
I
man. I
do
miss it,
too.
man. I love it, man.
I've moved here about a year ago, and one of
Okay.
the things I wasn't aware of, my whole side of my mom's side is from North Carolina, anyways. But one of the things I really didn't realize is how many fans we actually have, like all over the country. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, and a lot of them were dormant because how bad we were, and over the last year and a year and a half, they started coming out the woodworks again and repping the team. But I to speak to you in Rio, that's how I got acclimated with knowing who you are on the afternoon kick. Y'all two work really, really well. So if anybody's tuning into this stream, Go give my guy a follow on YouTube. D-Will does it all. I think it's everywhere, right? D-Will does it all on Instagram and all the socials.
Yeah. Yep.
You got a show called The Afternoon Kick with Rio Robinson. That's how I got hip to your content and everything that you got going on. But yeah, man. The fans is everywhere, man. I was just recently out in California for the Chargers game. It looked like a home game, to be honest. Definitely more Commanders fans than it was Chargers fans. And we come out, man. When we step out, and I'm starting to realize it. It's a lot of us. We are deep wherever we go. So that's what's up. The second question I had though.
We travel. No, go ahead. We travel very. And living in Charlotte, I got a chance to see it. You got to remember, at one point in time, we were the main team on the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So Virginia didn't have a squad. For many years, Carolina didn't have a squad. So it's a lot of us down in the North Carolina area and South Carolina area. And it's kind of like the North Carolina, South Carolina is a split. A lot of South Carolina's is fans of or was fans of the Falcons, and people north were fans of us. So we definitely all over, and we travel well. We were talking about that today on the show. So yeah, it's definitely we all out here.
Yeah, we be out here, man. I knew we would show out in Cali, but bruh, they was out there. Like I didn't really I didn't expect it to that extent, man. There was so many of us. And also, JD5 guy, he's from that area, so a lot of people are fans of JD5 as well. That makes sense. The second question I had though, give me. I like to ask this question as well. Give me one Give me one moment or memory, like your favorite moment or memory being a fan of the Redskins, Washington football team, Commanders, that you could think of off the top of your head.
Man, my favorite moment. I don't know if I have one moment, but I'll tell you something that sticks out as a fan. My dad used to have a videotape, and I want y'all to go look it up. For some of y'all youngins that ain't never seen this before, it's a music video. It's called Thanks to the 12th Man, right? I want you to go take a look at it and go find it. And it was essentially what all the teams was doing like in the late 80s was a music video. And I remember how much my dad would like that video, and he would watch it, and I would watch it all the time. So that was kind of really one of the first introductions. It was "We Are the Redskins, just one big." Bro, I'm telling you, gonna watch it and be like, "Yo, that's exactly how this." And it was cool. Like it was just something I was cool with. So that was kind of my thing. Like I love that then. But I think maybe like a huge moment for me. It's just so many. Like, I mean, I think one of the biggest moments. I think one of the biggest moments was Santana Moss game, the Monday Night Miracle. You know what I'm saying? Where he single-handedly beat Dallas. And that was kind of like one of the biggest galvanizing moments for me in my adult fandom. Not even adult. I was in high school then. Or what was that, 2000? Was that 2004?
That was 2005. I think it was 05, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so I was just out of high school. So I was I was like 19, 20. So that was like one of the biggest moments of like recent memory where I was like, yo, I don't care what's going on. Like, I love this squad. So that was kind of one of those things. And then I always remember this. My dad always showed me this video where when they went to the White House and they met Ronald Reagan after winning the Super Bowl. You know what I'm saying? He threw him the pass going across the yard, man. Like stuff like that is cool. It always sticks out in my brain. So I think those, among other things, have kind of like have just been big moments for the team in my life, man.
Yeah, I definitely that Santana Moss game. That's usually like a lot of fans like favorite, especially around our age, 30, 40,
for sure.
Age range. Because it was a crazy game. We weren't really, scoring in that game. It was a kind of boring game, and then out of nowhere, Santana had those two big catches and won us the game against Dallas. I remember being like 10, watching it with my cousin, just going crazy, like in the living room. Great memories though. Great memories. Santana Moss.
Yeah, for sure.
He was Yeah, he was recently inducted into the the Ring of Fame and everything. Um, definitely well deserved. Well deserved. One of the Washington Redskins legends and greats of all time.
One of
But
the
to move on
things
to
about guys like
Mhm.
Santana Moss, I'm sorry. One of the things about the guys like Santana Moss is that while he had a career with the Jets, it's like once he got here, and you've seen this kind of now, like our fans really take in guys as their own. Like you look at a guy now like Bobby Wagner, right? You forget that Bobby Wagner had like two careers. You know, the amount of years he's been in the league, and it feels like he's been with us since day one. Or like when London Fletcher got here, it feel like London Fletcher is a full-time Washington
Yeah,
Redskins slash commander. But you know, he
Clem
won a Super
Portis.
Bowl with the
Hmm.
exactly. Got I mean, you can name them all. It's like once you
Right.
get here, you always want to us. And I think that goes with the fan base and just how how much we love our players that play here and how much, regardless of what's going on upstairs, guys will say that playing for this team is a big deal because of the fans and how they are attached to the team. So to echo your point, Santana Moss is a big deal here with the fans, and he'll always be one of us
Yeah, our fans, they just care, man. We just care.
for sure.
And a lot of us we're not scared to speak our mind either, even if it sounds crazy.
Yeah,
Because a lot of people was ready to jump off the deep end when we lost to the Falcons, and
yeah, man,
obviously the big thing was Jane Daniels wasn't playing, so you got to take everything with a grain of salt. But I think the biggest thing is our fans just care, bro. We just really care.
for sure.
Um, but I want to talk to about that Chargers game just a little bit before we move on. Um, that was a shout out to their stadium, because I just want to mention, like, the stadium. It's not outside. It's outside because it has a roof. It has a
Hmm.
glass roof, and it's California. The weathers are always nice. But it's like a dome, but the around it, everything is like still outside. So you walking outside and you walk into, and it has like this big glass roof over it. And then when you walk in, you're already like level like 300 levels, and then the field is
Hmm.
down into the ground. So that was just crazy to see. Every seat in that stadium, you have a great view of the field, no matter if you up higher or lower. Everybody has a good view. Um, and
Hmm.
it felt good because Jaden Daniels is back. The first few drives were nerve wracking to say the least.
Yeah.
When they went up 10-0, how was you feeling in that moment when we went up 10-0? Was you feeling like like, dang, this another one of them weeks, or were you confident that we would get it turned around?
I'm always confident in Jaden. I've been saying this everywhere that I can say it for the past 2 weeks. This team is a different ball club when Jaden Daniels is at the helm. When Jaden is playing, this team responds and reacts differently. While Marcus Mariota has had opportunity to play well and be successful in this offense, I just think the team is just different with
Hmm.
Jaden at the quarterback position. His swagger, his game mentality, the fact that it's like he in the backyard having a good time, that shines through. And I think it, it it's shown when he's on the field. He's having fun. He's having a good time. And I think you're able to do that when you know you're the most prepared person on the field. I mean,
Right.
people see the swagger and see him and Debo practicing before the touchdown. You got to have the confidence to know that I'm about to throw this on a fourth down situation to seal the game and that my guy's going to catch it. Like as Stephen A would say, the unmitigated goal. Like for him to just believe that that's just going to happen, you got to be the most prepared
Man,
person
they was in
in
there
the building.
dancing. Him and Debo dancing before the catch. We go for it on fourth. Like these are the vibes that we had last year. Going for it on fourth down to seal the game, and out in the way that we went on a long 99-yard drive. Like, it just feels good because this was the first game this season, at least for me, where I felt like we're back to how we were last season.
Yeah, I definitely echo those sentiments, man. If it felt like this game, after going down 10-0 and then literally 3 quarters dominating, where we left some points out there. Like we could have scored more, but we had complete domination on offense and defense. Everything felt, I'm not gonna say easier, but
Hmm.
the confidence kind of really came through this week. It was less. unsureness, and guys were just where they're supposed to be. And I love that for us. But I definitely was concerned after going down 10-0. But that just proves how much time is left in these football games. And when you got one of the guys that is truly one of the best in the league and is regarded around the league as one of the best, you always got opportunity with him. It's starting to get to levels of Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, whereas I feel
Mhm.
confident with my guy. If there's any time left on the clock, I feel as though he'd be the one that can get it done.
Yep, and he has proven that time and time again, even though he's been in the league for one season and a few games. Um, uh, uh, Bill, man, career day for
Yeah,
Bill. He finally gets his start. I think this was his first start this season. If I'm not
the
mistaken, he finally
the
came
first
out.
official start.
First
Yeah,
official start, played offensive, first offensive play. He was out there as a running back. Man, he goes off over 150 all-purpose yards, receiving and catching 2 touchdowns. Um, what do you see from Bill that you may not have seen from other running backs over the past few seasons? Like, what makes him different than all
I
the running backs we've seen over the past few years?
I think Bill showed on Sunday in the 425 window as to how dynamic he can be. He just has a slither of opportunity. And
Facts.
you look at this offense as to how Jaden can affect the game. You know how Debo can affect the game. You know how Terry can affect the game. But to truly have a threat at running back, to whereas the run game is now a whole nother level when he's on the field. And I love that for us because you really gonna have to cover every blade of grass, and you're gonna have to cover everybody that could possibly touch the ball because those guys have proven that they can all play. And for Bill to be effective in his offense, I said this on post game, on the All Burgundy and Gold, everything. I said that the offensive line deserves so much kudos with the way Bill and the run game as a whole have been able to perform because regardless of what combination it is, those guys go out
Mhm.
there and they maul people and they dog them. And that's what you need to have an effective running game. And they're getting the run game together right now because November, December, January, you're gonna need to be able to run the ball
Yeah.
and play good defense. And I think that's something that we lacked last year, and we was able to do it in spite of. But we didn't have a great defense last
Mhm.
year, and we didn't run the ball effectively outside of Jaden last year. So if you
Right.
fix those two things, one would say you might be able to take a further step in the season. So I say all that to say is that Bill being a key cog in his offense and somebody that can truly take full advantage of every opportunity it gets. I love that
Yeah.
for us, and I love that for him being able to rebound after not playing last year, getting drafted in the 7th round, now becoming a household name in and around the league. I love that for Bill.
Yeah, man, and to piggyback off what you were saying about the overall rushing attack, it's not even just Bill. It's Debo. It's so many players. You still got to worry
Yeah.
about Jaden, Mick Nichols, and Chris Rodriguez. Like aren't anybody to scoff at. They play their role and they play it very well. It's just a different offense. Just adding those two guys at the top, Debo and Bill, to the rushing attack. It's something crazy that teams are going to have to figure out how to attack. And if put too many people in a box, if you try to worry about it too much, Jaden Daniels could sling that thing around too. So it's going to be something crazy to see for the remainder of the season. But right now, we are the best rushing attack in the league, averaging 156 yards rushing per game. And I still feel like we are just getting started. Like Bill just had one of
Yeah.
his best game. Um, once we get Terry back, that's going to open up things for the run game. Do you feel like this is something that can be consistent?
Absolutely. I think you didn't mention one key piece, and that's Sam Cosmi coming back. Whenever he
Mm,
gets back in the rotation of this offensive line, They're gonna be motivated. They're gonna be maulers, man. They're gonna be guys that really will road grade you and go downhill. And you've already seen some of that because I know you a film guy, you a nerd just like me. You done seen some of the
Hmm.
concepts that they're doing, even from preseason, with some of the counter trade action, with pulling everybody and getting some misdirection. You get a shifty guy like that in the offense that has good vision
Hmm.
and make those moves. I mean, it's only up from here. And then by always having Jaden on the field, you always have an immediate threat,
Hmm.
with first dibs on the ball. So that's awesome. And I think one thing this offense has lacked over the past few years is a home run hitter type of running back. You look right up north, right up 95, that's Saquon Barkley with the
Hmm.
Philadelphia Eagles. And every time he touches the ball, he's a home run threat legitimately. And I think now we have that with Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, that every time he touches the ball, he's able to get a big gain or go the distance. And when you have a dynamic team like that, you need to be able to score points quickly. And I think Bill can do that for us.
Facts, facts. He's definitely a game changer. I go as far as to say he's right now the second best back in the division, right behind
Yeah,
Saquon, and he's
yeah.
actually performing better than Saquon this season. But I feel like the Eagles gonna get it together eventually. Um, but
If they don't, it's okay.
yeah, hey, don't get it together. Like, but that, like, I'm just being realistic. Like that
Yeah,
team
for
is
sure.
is way too talented to not start realizing they got to feed Saquon the ball.
Yeah.
Um, but I want to move on to just creep into some news that's been going around this week and heading into the Bears game real quick. Per Ian Rappaport, he said, I think it was earlier today, if I'm not mistaken, if not earlier today than yesterday, does not seem like they're going to have the services of one of their top receivers. And speaking about Terry McLaurin, do you think that, and he also did miss practice again today. He missed practice yesterday. Before today came out, I was under the impression that he would play. Just the vibes around everything. A couple of reporters saying that they expect him to play, but the news that came out from Ian, it kind of got me, doubting that he'll be able to go this Sunday. What are your sentiments? Do you think he's going to be able to go for this not this Sunday, this Monday night game against the Bears?
Yeah, I don't think he will go. I
Yeah,
think when you're dealing with a quad, you know, um, it's easy to re-injure that thing. And I think
yeah,
one thing you've seen with this staff is that they're going to be slow and err on the side of caution to bring you back. And it's for the longevity of the season and for the longevity of their career. We look at this just recently with Jaden Daniels, where
hmm,
they sat him out, didn't want to rush him back because you want to make sure he's healthy. You don't want to push these guys into a situation, where they have to play, and you also want to save them from themselves. I'm sure if you
that's
ask
one
Terry
stuff.
to a
Yeah,
man, he'd be like, let's play. He
hmm,
probably could go, but if you don't have to force him, if you don't have to rush him, you kind of wait. You err on the side of caution because I want to be able to get him back and have him stay and not have him go back out and re-injure
yeah,
anything. So no, I don't think he will play. However, I do believe Terry is working to get back on the
yeah,
field because he hasn't missed any games before this season, and he know that his ability on the field is needed, and he wants to be a part of this. So I think
yeah,
once the injury is fully healed, I think he'll be back ready to go. But to answer your question, no, I don't believe he'll go this weekend. I think we'll be fine
yeah,
without him in the meantime.
yeah, and I want him to be back out there too because I want him to get some of them contract incentives. Them
Ah,
them
yeah,
them
absolutely.
yards and touchdowns and whatever they put in there to get his all. I want him to get all his money, man. I want him to get all his money. So hopefully he can get back in time to get to it. But we do have. It does look like Noah Brown is trending to plan. He's been at practice this week a few times. Um, and I personally think that's a game changer because a few times last season he was outside of Zach Ertz. He was Jaden Daniels' favorite target. He was targeting him more than McLaurin at times, a lot of times. So I think getting him back, we get a solidified wide receiver out there on the outside. And how do you feel about getting Noah Brown back? What do you think he brings to the offense that we didn't have in these previous weeks without him?
Any help in the wide receiver room is helpful. when you get guys healthy and that can be sure-handed and catch the ball, you want that back because you've seen it. Some of they haven't been as reliable. I mean, Debo has gotten majority of the targets,
Hmm.
and you want to be able to spread the wealth. And if you got guys that can catch the ball and keep us on the field, that's what you want. So if you can get him back in the building and he's healthy and ready to rock and roll,
Hmm.
let's get him in. Let's get him in and let's get him going. But again, just like Terry, I think they're going to err on the side of caution that if he's not 100% and can really show that he won't relapse or won't have an
Hmm.
additional injury, then I think they'll hold him out. But until then, I mean, you got to lean on guys like Luke McCaffrey. You're going to lean on Debo some more, who got, a lot of targets over this past week. You're going to lean on um, Jalen Lane to step up and make some
Hmm.
plays. You're going to lean on, running out of the backfield. So you're gonna have to plug and play where you can because I don't think they're gonna rush guys back until they're 100% ready to rock and roll.
Right, man. And even though Zach Ertz didn't record a stat, I feel like last game, uh, he's still much part of this offense as any other player. So he's still gonna get his targets. He's still gonna,
Still a threat,
be
man. Still a threat.
still a threat.
Yeah, you
He's
still gotta check him, man. He's shown with us. I didn't mean to cut you off,
right.
but he's shown with us that he's sure-handed, and that if Jaden decides to feed him the ball, he's gonna catch the ball and
Hmm.
he's gonna make an impact on the game. Starting out this early in the year with a couple of touchdowns. I mean, if they want to get the ball to him and force him and make an issue, you still gotta respect him because
Still gotta
even with
respect
him being long in the tooth in football years, he's still effective on the field and does a lot for the offense.
him. Definitely, definitely. I want to bring up Bill again, man,
Okay.
because FedEx Player of the Week, his second Pepsi Rookie of the Week
Oh
this
yeah.
week. This is another testament to our fans, man,
Yeah.
because we've been riding since last year, the beginning of 2024. I don't know how many of our players have won, but it seems like we have won almost all of the Pepsi Rookie of the Weeks. Um, Man, do you feel like Bill can actually do you feel like he actually has a chance to win offensive rookie of the year as a 7th round pick? And by the way,
Yeah,
what's good off the bench? How you feeling, my guy?
man, I definitely think he has an opportunity to win Rookie of the Year, regardless of the draft pick. If he's a key member of this offense and they decide to give him the ball like they did against the Chargers, and he's scoring 2 touchdowns a week, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
got a chance to win it. So I mean, I think it's
Chargers was a
there.
good defense too. So it wasn't
Very
no
good.
slouch going up against them.
Yes, I think the opportunity is there for him to succeed in Rookie of the Year. And you all already seen earlier this week he signed to Nike. You know what I'm saying? So even they're already recognizing
Yes,
him.
sir.
The league knows him, and I think just because of the nickname alone, the league is ingratiated with him. And then you see how
Mhm.
he interacts with the media and with the fan base. He's a fun guy. He's happy. He's excited. He's exactly what this team needs. Another guy that's excited to play football. Another guy that's about
Yeah,
their business. So I definitely think if he continues with this pace and continue on this trajectory, he'll be in the conversation at the end of the year, especially if we're a playoff team, double-digit wins, and trending up.
got you. I definitely agree with everything you said. I also think he has a chance to do it. If he can get more consistent in blocking, there's no reason to take him off the field at that point. And if there's no reason to take him off the field, he's going to be, you know what I'm saying? He's going to get his carries, he's going to get his catches, and his numbers are going to go up. Because from what I've seen from Bill, he never gets taken down by the first guy. And he
Yeah.
always leans forward when he's running, like he's going to get his yard. So shout out to Bill, man. You are a game changer on that field.
He's an active runner with the ball.
Hmm.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of Isaiah Pacheco. Like, Pacheco gets the ball and he keeps his feet moving. He looks like a bad 7-year-old running around.
Yeah.
Like Bill is like that too, but with better form, right? Like
Facts.
Bill gets the ball and he's always looking to make the next move, get downhill. make the next cut, be active, and that's what you want. You want your guy to look for yards, be active, and still not going down with first contact,
Mhm.
having light feet, still being able to run strong and make his moves. So I think Bill is a true testament to this offense, and with a guy like Cliff Kingsbury, he'll be able to scheme up some things for him to make
Mhm.
him special with the football, and it's not just turn around and going 24 dive, right? It's going to be some
Right.
things where he can move around and get out in space and really be effective in his game plan.
Correct. Um, I got one more question for you. So, through the first 5 weeks of the season, I want to hear what your favorite, like one favorite player, one favorite thing about the team is, and maybe one disappointing player or disappointing thing about the season that
Okay.
you can give me.
Okay. I think maybe my favorite player or favorite person like through these 5 weeks, I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be an unpopular opinion, but I'm gonna go with one of my offensive linemen. I'm gonna go with Chris Paul. And I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay.
Chris Paul
Hey.
has been a guy that was drafted with the previous regime and kind of been a back end roster guy, right? Nobody never really knew what he could do. He's been a back end roster guy, and then a couple weeks ago he randomly got a start, and then proceeded to not give up any pressures, proceeded to play the game of his life. And I think what that showed is that the guy can really play ball,
Mhm.
and a lot of times, it just takes guys getting in the right system with the right scheme for them to flourish. And it don't hurt that they're playing next to, a potential Hall of Famer like Laramie Tunzel. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So it don't hurt when those guys can be in those positions. But I think I'm gonna give it to Chris Paul as maybe my most exciting, not exciting, but probably my most surprising player to this point
Mhm.
that he's been called up. And
Yeah.
really, when we're talking in the offseason, nobody was talking about him being a starting piece to this offense. It was all
Yeah.
Brandon Coleman,
Right. And,
right?
and and
So,
and sorry to cut you off.
okay.
We still hope Brandon Coleman gets it together,
Oh,
but
for sure.
I
For sure.
respect the coaching staff for realizing when you see a player who looks obviously better than another player, play him instead of
Yeah.
just trying to, you know what I'm saying? That's what they did. They put out Chris Paul. Like, look, he looked better than him all off season. He came in shape this season. Let's go ahead and play the better player right now. Brandon Coleman still has time to figure it out.
And look at Chris Paul, right? He's been in the league a little while now. He's seen some offenses. He's seen how not to do things. He's seen how to do things. And, he's been able to come in and affect the game. And, when you have guys like Bill getting highlighted and Chris Rodriguez and McNichols making plays and Jaden Daniels making plays, it starts up front with the offensive
Mhm.
line. It starts up front. So I'm going to go with him as my most surprising player to this point of the season. And I don't know if I have a disappointing player.
Mhm.
Well, no, I lied. I do have a disappointing player, and it's not for the reasons that people probably think. Marshawn Lattimore is going to be my most disappointing, and
Okay.
not because I think he's fallen off or I think he's lost a step. I just don't think he has the confidence that he had in New Orleans. I think last year he may not have been healthy, and the way that these referees call the games, sometimes you can be handsy and get away with stuff. But if that's the key crux of your game and refs decide to call it, that's taking
Yeah.
away one of the biggest things that you could do. So I think he has been a little bit too handsy. Sometimes I think he's over aggressive.
Mhm.
But I kind of want that. And the team is okay with that. So I'm all right with it. But I think that's kind of my most disappointing player to this point. And I'm not even gonna say I'm disappointed, but I just think there's a lot of area of opportunity for him to still succeed with this squad. He just got to get his feet
Yeah.
together. And, I think what you'll get from him, if he makes some plays,
Yeah.
you can deal with the bad stuff. The same way that Mikey had the false start, I'm sorry, the offsides on the field goal, which kept him
Yeah.
on the field, but then turn around later in the game and gave you a big interception or
Right.
still got some PBUs and affect the game. So I think
Right.
I think him being able to affect the game that way may work out for him. So that'll be my most, like I said, not disappointed, but that's my most,
Mhm.
maybe my most surprising player as well. That I was
Okay.
surprised that he's playing the way that he's playing right now.
And we got a B Cox DP. He says
Brandon, what's up,
he
man?
said
It's
he
my
said
guy.
he says Debo is Mr. Consistent, Luke is his most so Luke McCaffrey is his most surprising player right now, and I would tend to agree that Luke has kind of surprised because I remember last season it felt like every week we were waiting for Luke to do something. He was always open, but he just
Yeah.
didn't get the ball. He didn't get in the end zone as much as we thought. And but yeah, he has come alive this season with Terry and Noah Brown out.
You see with Luke though, what opportunity happens, man. When opportunity happens, when they start to scheme some stuff up for you, when you get more
Yes.
reps and they throw you the football, you get an opportunity to change the game. And then also you see what he's done with special teams, being able to affect the game in the return game, which is important.
Mm-hmm.
And I think throughout this whole roster, something they were able to mimic last year is that they want football players, they want guys that want to be here, and they want guys that are hungry for opportunity. Another surprising player for me would be Jeremy Reeves in the defensive secondary because to a man, if you asked them, yeah, he's listed as a safety, but you didn't know he could play safety, right?
Right.
So seeing him playing more safety reps and being able to come out of that shell from just being a special teamer to now being a true option
Mm-hmm.
in dime packages, you know what I'm saying? That's great for him. So I think this regime has done an excellent job at finding guys to affect the game any way that they can and do it
Mm-hmm.
at a high level, whether it's Luke, whether it's Jeremy Reeves, whether it's, keeping Dorrance Armstrong around, adding adding a Kinlaw who is wrecking the game up front, or keeping guys like Deron Payne, who this year has the chain off of him and is playing out of his mind right now. That contract year,
Mm-hmm.
Deron Payne, man, that is money on the table. So, I mean, just
Yeah.
guys playing well, and I think, man, this regime has done an excellent job with finding those players to try to get the same results as last season.
I definitely agree, man. I just love the way this coaching staff puts players in position to play their strengths. They don't try to change them and put them in positions where, hey, we've been working on this all offseason. You should know this now. No, we know what type of player this is because he's been doing it the last 5 years, last 6 years in the league. Let's play to that strength. So I just love the way that they got that going. For me, Debo is my favorite player because
Okay.
simple, real quick, just simple. He does everything out the
Yeah,
backfield, runs the ball, catches it, special teams. He could do everything if once you get the ball in his hand, and he's been like the biggest game changer on his offense so far this season. And then defensive side, I don't really have a specific player. It's more the defensive secondary, and it's not even that they're disappointing. It's just they're below the bar than I thought they were. Because coming into the season, I thought that was our strength of our defense was our secondary, in my opinion. But it's kind of been our front line, honestly, has been the strength of our defense so far this season. And I'm not even trying to like blame them because I understand the type of defense that we run. We run a lot of man, and if our edges or if our line isn't getting home, you can't cover all day. So I think
for
that's
sure.
part of the reason why we've seen some lapses in big plays this season from our defense. But I just came into the season expecting the world of Quan Martin. I expected the world of kind of Marshawn Lattimore since he's healthy. I already knew what Trey Amos was doing. I kind of expect him to play ball lights out as he's been playing so far this season. So if I had to choose that's what I would choose. And to wrap things up with you though, man, I just want to go over this upcoming game because this is a big game against the Bears Monday. If it's not a big game for us, it's definitely a big game for the Bears fans because you already know
Absolutely.
we ruined their whole entire season last season. So definitely a big game for at least for them. Give me some score predictions and maybe one or two bold predictions from both sides of the field.
Well, yeah, it definitely is an important game. This has budded into a nice conference rivalry. We
Mm-hmm.
played them the last few years, and had a memorable matchup recently. Number one and number two overall quarterbacks from last year, so it's definitely got the storylines written all in it. But the one thing, unlike last year, I don't think it'll go that way. I think it'll be more points scored, and I think we're a different ball club at this point in time. Um, I definitely think it might be not necessarily something similar, but I think points might be similar, man. I'm gonna go 30. I'm gonna go 30 to 23, man. I
Okay.
think we get a touchdown late to kind of seal the game, and send them home. You know what I'm saying? Back to Chicago where they can eat Harold's chicken, with mild sauce. You know what I'm saying, or some
Yep.
open face beef sandwiches or something, or you know what I'm saying, go
Deep
watch the
dish.
Cubs.
Um,
Yeah, go deep dish pizza, go watch the Cubs, you know what I'm saying, go do something else because football ain't it. So I definitely think it's gonna be 30-23. Another big game by a quarterback, another big game by a run game. I think you might get a defensive touchdown this week as well,
mhm.
man. So I'm going defensive or special teams touchdown. So I'm going 30-23, and the special teams or defensive touchdown is my bold prediction. And then my other bold prediction is I think Jaden Daniels might have a statement type game. You know, multiple
Mhm.
touchdowns, multiple big plays, big runs. You know, remember
Yeah,
that run from 2012, RG3 electrifying. Like it might be one of those type
I'm
of
still
plays
waiting on one of
where,
them, man. I'm
yeah,
still
it's
waiting on one of
coming.
them runs where he just take off 50, 60-yard touchdown. And
It's coming. I think this might be the week where you have it. It'll be a statement game for Jaden Daniels, man. I think he'll put the Bears fans out of their misery and truly explain to them that hey, the Bears drafted the wrong guy. But if you in that situation, you should have made that decision. So it's okay. But I think he finally puts to bed that idea that there was a better option than Jaden Daniels at quarterback.
right. And B Cox DP says it's the Bears Super Bowl.
There
they
you
they
go.
itching, man. They itching to get that get back against us because, bro,
Yeah,
we
they are.
it was tough. I know it'd be tough for me on the other side of that. But for me, my score prediction, I'm gonna go 27-24.
Okay.
I think it'll be a close game throughout, in my opinion. Um, I think you know, after they score a touchdown to tie it up, Jaden Daniels gets the ball late, drives us down the field, and we kick a game in a field goal for Matt Gay. That's what
Matt
I'm thinking.
Gay, game
Matt
winner.
Gay got Matt Gay
Yeah.
game winner
Hey, you
against
know
the
what?
Bears.
You know what? I want to go back to something, and I think that might be my most surprising player through the season because he
Mm-hmm.
started off rocky and then he has been automatic for the past few weeks. So I definitely owe him some flowers because I gave him a lot of smoke when
Mm-hmm.
in the first 2 weeks of the season. So I'll go back and add that to that. But yeah, man, I love that. That's how the storybooks want. Would love to have it written, man.
Mm-hmm.
Come down and a game winner, send them home packing, send them home upset again, man.
Yeah, I definitely love to win on a game winner of any type.
Yeah,
Again,
for
I would
sure.
love that. But my bold prediction, at least on offense, I think we get 200, at least 250 yards rushing on offense.
Mm, that's a lot of
Um,
rushing
that's a lot
yards.
of rushing yards, but we
Yeah,
we are rushing. We are a running back by committee, and Jaden Daniels can also run that thing too. And also, the Bears is one of the worst rushing defenses right now, so it's not
yeah,
totally out the blue. But I think Bill has another big game. I think Jaden has a big game on the ground. I think Chris Rodriguez, Jeremy McNichols gets in there and get a few runs of their own too to add to that 250 total. And then on defense, um, I think we get 2 turnovers. And I know Caleb Williams doesn't necessarily throw picks like that. But I feel like we're starting to get our groove with these turnovers, man. I think we're gonna start stacking up these turnovers. We had we had 2 last week, and we had a stop on the 4th down, so that's like 3. I think we're gonna start, man, we're due for some big turnover games. We went a while this season without any turnovers in the game. So I think we have 2 turnovers from our defense, man. We run the ball effectively this upcoming Monday, man.
would love for them to everybody to have a statement game in prime time in the battle blacks and really set the standard and really
Mm-hmm.
change the narrative again for the Bears and for us set the tone as we ascend into the later weeks of the season. Because let me tell you what, the schedule does not get easier. So if there's an opportunity for you to win this game, you go win the game and you don't let it slip through your fingertips. You go get the job done.
Facts. And we got the right person at quarterback that's going to go win us the game if need
Yes,
be.
sir.
But yeah, man, that's all I got for you, Darian, man. I appreciate you coming on the channel. If you are tuning into this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, turn on that notification bell, and go and follow my guy D Will Does It All, YouTube, Instagram, and pretty much everywhere else you can find any social media platform. Go give my guy a follow and subscribe to his channel, man. Good peoples, man. Thank you again for coming on the channel.
Zell, thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate you. I told you, man, my schedule got mixed up.
Hmm.
But I'm glad I was still able to come on with you. Like I said, man, I do everything I can to support all the local content creators in the area because somebody supports me. So I'm gonna do my part and in turn and do that. And we both pull each other up, man. So like you said, D Will does it all everywhere. You're gonna find some dad stuff, some comedy stuff, commander stuff, a little bit of everything, some music stuff. So follow me. It's a good time. I promise I won't bite. It's a good time. But Zell, like I said, man, I appreciate you having me.
Yes,
And
sir.
I'm just thankful for the opportunity. And of course, every week you can catch me on the line change with my guy Mike Callow, ESPN 630, locally, and the Sports Capital DC online. Check it out, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead and check my guy out. Give him a follow, tune into his work. That's all I got for y'all today, man. Thank you for everybody tuning into the stream. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all night. Peace out, man.